Let's fascinate our customers by shaping a new era of mobility, paving the way for the smart factory of the future, making buildings more convenient, more sustainable and safer, providing intelligent products for work and the home, creating innovations for everyday life. Let's get started together.
Què? Teniu clar què fareu l'any que ve?
Jo tinc moltes ganes de descobrir el que m'agrada. Fer allò que vull, el que he triat.
Sí, sentir que hi dediques 1000 hores, però el temps passa volant.
Jo vull conèixer gent, canviar d'aires i poder ser jo mateix.
Doncs jo crec que els propers 4 anys seran els millors de les nostres vides. Vull redescobrir-me, viatjar, trencar-me els esquemes, enamorar-me i, no sé, sentir alguna cosa i diferent.
Jo sento nervis. Sabeu aquella sensació de quan alguna cosa nova i emocionant ha de passar?
Jo vull trobar els meus límits, creuar-los, arriscar-me, caure i aixecar-me els cops que facin falta.
Tots aquests anys pensant que aquest moment arribaria i mira'ns ara.
I tu, què faràs l'any que ve?
experience to create a unique experience for motorsport enthusiasts and beyond.
Well, you're going to be asking yourselves, why all of this? Well, the widely discussed transition towards electric mobility put us up in a position in which we had to make it our personal goal to capture people's minds with this fascinating reality, appealing to a certainty of the human, the need for leisure. So, our aim was to create a space in which you could explore the fast charge world that is our team, gain environmental awareness, entertain yourselves, and gain enhance your awareness on all of the sustainability topics in comprehending children and adults. Then we move forward to analyze the market for Fsstv. By analyzing the main parks in Europe and Italy, we realized there was a significant issue, the absence of an electric mobility theme park. Whereas there are many motorsport parks, none of them directly promote sustainability and environmental responsibility. So our idea fit perfectly in. Realizing that, we analyzed principally two parks that are Ferrari World, that is a park in Abu Dhabi, and Ferrari Land, that is a park in Salou. We did this comparison and reached a conclusion by comparing ticket prices and number of attractions. Now, moving on, we're going to take a look at the park itself.
To the 2 hectares of our land, we will initially build 20 hectares of the structure located in the Bologna in the Italian Motor Valley, and with 30 attractions, but let's take a closer look at them. At the entrance, you can find the ticket point. On the right, you can find the car exhibition. In this building, you can find the Fast Charge Museum that tells the story of our team, the Flying Theater that where the seats move to fly scenes on the most famous circuit in the world, and the escape room, where there is an escape room, theme park. In this pavilion, you can find the gadget shop, and in the work area, there are 3 bars, 2 restaurants, and 5 kiosks. As for attraction, there are the Ferris wheel, 2 roller coaster, and the free fall tower. But let's take a closer look at the racetrack area of the park.
Here on your right, you can find the driver simulator zone, which you can find different types of simulators that, thanks to our highly reproduction fidelity system, you can have an experience to actually drive our single-seaters on different racetracks. Then you can train yourself and test yourself to move on to the circuit. That is a field-homologated circuit of approximately 3 kilometers that not only is going to allow our visitors to test themselves on track, but is also going to host competitions and all types of teams. This is why we thought about a hotel, so the racing teams could have a comfortable place to go around and be next to the circuit, also to accommodate our visitors. Moving on, we can see a Skymaster, that is another attraction, and moreover, there is obviously to accommodate also the families with the kids, we made some attractions for them. Now, let's take a look at the technology. How does all of this work? Well, we have different types of technology, such as PV panels, trees with PV cells, fully electric single-seaters, and electric carts. But all of this energy we produce is accumulated in a storage system accumulator technology that was patented by Fsstv. Fsstv, this stands for Fast Charge Engineering, is a startup that was directly built and developed by Fast Charge, our team. In fact, it's a result of a well-crafted business plan that was made in the previous years. But now, let's deep dive inside of the specifics of the pack. The storage system is approximately 1,835 single battery packs and has unique characteristics. In fact, it is liquid cooled because the cells are immersed in an oil that is majorly biodegradable, and that is perfectly inclined with our sustainability philosophy, and also because it's adaptable to every working condition and every type of environmental condition, such as high temperatures. Moving forward, we have 2 main advantages then. One of them is about performance. In fact, the fact that we do not need supercapacitors to actually sustain high absorption peaks makes us not only have a better performance, but it also has an economic value. Moving forward, Francesca.
Now we'll talk about the marketing strategy. So, marketing investment vary from year to year, and we regard some advertising such as social media, digital newspaper, more conventional advertising. We intentionally allocated the higher cost on the second year of our business plan because we will open the park on our third year after 2 years of construction. Moving on, we will talk about the economics and financial prospect. So, let's start from the dashboard that show us the initial startup cost. We have an amount of 71 million euros that regard most the attraction and the land and construction and energy and sustainable solution. That is our mission. Then we have the racetrack cars and component and operating capital. Moving on, we have the graph that shows us the income sheet. We will have revenues from the third year because we will open I talked before. We will open the park on the third year, and the cost from the third year are almost on 7 million euros, and the revenues on almost 30 million euros. Done.
Now, let's take a look at the sources of funding. We have several sources of funding, starting by the commercial mortgage that is 10 million euros, an attraction financial service that is of 30 million euros, 15 million euros that are the commercial loan that is the investment we requested, and above all of that, we're going to have a big help from Fsstv that is going to furnish us with the single seaters and the battery packs. But how are we going to use this investment? Well, 60% of the investment is going to be used for construction and land costs. Moving on, 20% is going to be used for marketing, whilst 15% for the payment of our loans, and the last 5% is going to be in and management costs.
Moreover, we have the financial indices. So we have here an investment of 15 million euros, and we have the net present value of almost 5 million, the payback period with 58 months, and the break-even point on almost 4 million. As the indexes, we have the ROE at 10%, the ROI at 14%, and the internal return rate of 17%. We moreover done a sensitive analysis on 4 different sources of certainty. So we study it on our basic scenario, and we have the profit and losses and the cash flow. First one, we have estimated a reduction of sales to 20%. That is almost, we show from the third year the impact on our business plan, and moreover, we have the estimated an increase on cost to 15%, and an increase on indexes and depreciation expenses on 15%. At the end, we have estimated an increase of investment on 10%, and overview of this analysis, we have not very sensitive to these 4 parameters, and the initial cost have a slight impact on the first 2 years because we start the activity from the third year, and we have just a reduction on sales impact, as I
But now, let's cut to the chase. Why should you invest in us? Well, for starters, we're an innovative reality. None of us ever seen a unique experience in Italy, such as an electric mobility themed park. So this is the first factor. Moving on, we're very proud to present an entirely independent and sustainable park that helps us perceive, use, and produce energy. So moving forward, we have one of the most incredible experience to offer. In fact, we give the opportunity to people to drive our single-seater. That is unique experience that not everyone can try.
All of these are reason why you should invest in us. But the main reason why is that we have a solid business model with an asset investment very profitable. So we made it in the past, we are achieving in the present, and we can make it in the future as we demonstrated it before with Fsstv. So, we come through, this is
The fast charge experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Que bajes corriendo. I'll just test if this. Okay, it's working. Should I press the begin button? Yeah. Of the timer? Okay. Okay. So, hi. So, imagine solving the lack of talent in the automotive industry, breaking barriers in higher education in developing nations, and seize a financial opportunity, all with a single investment. My name is Fsstv. I'm the CEO of Fsstv Academy, and in this presentation I'm going to tell you how it can all be achieved. We're here looking for an investment of 800,000 euros in exchange of 28% equity in our business. And we'll start by analyzing the problem and then our solution, followed by our market study and finally our finances. So starting off with the problem, a growing automotive sector is creating job opportunities among many developing nations. However, there's a mismatch between the skill supply and the skill demand, creating a problem of lack of skilled labor. To further worsen this problem, barriers to higher education, such as inflexible schedules and high costs, are preventing students from accessing university and thus narrowing once again the talent supply. So what's the solution? On one hand, we have students who face barriers to higher education, and on the other hand, we have automotive companies with significant talent demand. The solution is called Fsstv Academy, and our goal is to flourish these students to become highly skilled workers to meet this job demand, but also we have the mission of spur these students' social mobility. And how do we do that? Well, for each one of the four main automotive market trends, being electrification, new fuels, automation, and motorsport, we have an engineering program in electric vehicles engineering, hydrogen technologies, autonomous systems, and high-performance car design. These programs are approved and accredited by the National Board of Accreditation, which is the Indian responsible organism for the job, and they are recognized as both bachelor and master's degree. This is how we aim to create the future leaders of the automotive industry, the ones that will lead us to a cleaner and more exciting future. Now, alongside a strong engineering foundation, our courses have the Fsstv. The Fsstv is an electric car with autonomous capabilities, but also a carbon fiber monocoque and an aerodynamic package. These features allow the prototype to reach 100 km per hour in just 2.4 seconds, but also to have an autonomy of 24 kilometers and weighing just 236 kilograms. And what does this mean to our business? Well, the Fsstv will provide an unmatched hands-on learning experience. How? By allowing us to see real curriculum subjects in action, such as automotive electronics, control technology, vehicle dynamics, but also to test students' practical assignments. At the same time, our programs have specific features aimed at tackling the barriers to education. So starting off with flexible schedules, our team has designed an e-learning platform where students can adapt their theoretical classes to their own schedules, such as part-time jobs, which, as we'll see, will be very common among our student community. And furthermore, we have set up a computer library on our campus to ensure every student has access to the resources, depending on not they having internet access at home or not. On the other hand, we needed to tackle the high costs in universities. So, to do the job, we embrace the income share agreement policy. And to explain it, I'll take David as an example. So David will join us in 2024, and he will be able to complete his 4-year program in hydrogen technologies just by signing an income share agreement, without paying a single cent. Then, with his high-value diploma, he'll be able to join a high-income job, for example, at Tata Motors, the investors. From the moment then, he will learn, he will pay Fsstv Academy back an average of 20% of his salary during 4 years in an average scenario, ending up with his studies fully paid and in a high-income job. Now, we also have an income threshold of 4,000 euros per year in the Indian market, so that's the context. And in order to enforce the agreement, students have to report their earnings until they fully pay back their studies. Now, with this commitment, we aim to foster diversity and inclusion on our campus with students from various economic circumstances and international teaching staff, and while promoting exchange programs. As a result, we will empower more than 1,000 students from disadvantaged economic backgrounds, including women who face additional difficulties in our target markets, as you see. But also our governance will allow an entrepreneurial environment to thrive on our campus, and we will be promoting a high value-added industry in these countries. But now, what are these countries? So to choose our target market, we elected the 6 main criteria, and these criteria helped us shape a country score, a decision support model, which selected these 6 countries as the most favorable for our business model. And based on this analysis, we chose India as the first region for our campus. Some market insights. The Indian Brand Equity Foundation, which analyzes the many sectors of the economy, predicts that 50 million jobs will be created in the electric vehicle industry until 2030, and Tata Motors itself recognizes that more than 90% of corporates spend huge amount of resources in training for entry-level jobs. Finally, we will partner with the Automotive Skills Development Council, which at the Auto Summit this 2023 stressed the skill mismatches that are faced in recruitment and the need to skill the industry. So we partnered with them to promote these courses on the Indian market. Now, our expansion plan will be, we want to open our first campus in India in 2024, and then our second in 2030. Based on the previous analysis, this would be the logical expansion plan. However, we are aware that current opportunities may not be relevant in 2030 anymore, and also we obviously want the input of potential investors, such as you, Tata Motors, so that this expansion plan can be changed. Now, knowing our market, it's time to meet our customers, and starting with the whole Indian population of 1.4 billion people, we firstly identified our target customers as being urban residents from the Maharashtra region, the chosen region for our campus, given strong automotive industry and also Tata Motors presence. Then we further narrowed to the ones aged between 17 and 25, and finally to the ones with secondary education completed and the ones that would likely pursue an engineering degree, ending up with a total potential customer base of 348,000 customers, which represents 100 times more our initial campus capacity. Now, to improve visibility among these target customers, we focused on improving our online presence through SEO and engaging social media content, but also with initiatives such as free online courses, as small demonstrations of our programs, and also with a high school innovation competition so that students can get to know us from an early stage and want to study with us since that moment. In terms of pricing, we have set up the costs of our programs at 17.5 thousand euros, which represents 80% of the expected annual salary, and this value will be updated every 2 to 3 years to make sure it keeps up with this 80% reference. Now it's time to meet the competition, and we have elected vocational training, universities, and online courses as our main competitors in this market, so let's see how we compare to them, starting with the outcome of each one of these programs. So Apex Tech Academy has a strong foundation in engineering, and that's something that online courses do not offer, and the vocational training as well. Moving on to practicability, how hands-on are all these courses, and as we've seen, hands-on learning is at the core of Apex Tech Academy's principles with the Fsstv, and that's something that, again, online courses cannot offer, and even some universities cannot as well. Next, flexibility, and this is something our students really value. These are people who may have a part-time job, who may not have the same means of public transportation as we do. The schedule flexibility will be a huge plus for them, and that's something that only online courses can match us. And finally, cost accessibility. Here, none of our competitors embraces the income share agreement policy for the whole student community, as we do, and that they all lag behind in affordability. All in all, Apex Tech Academy emerges as the most robust and most adapted solution for higher education in this market. Now, to fulfill our mission, we obviously need a reliable business model. So starting off by extending our revenues, it is clearly visible that the income share agreement policy delays our earnings by 4 years until 2028, from the moment when they start to rise steadily as our student capacity increases and as our students graduate. What does this mean in terms of funding? It means that the total funding we need are the costs, the expenses between the first year and the fourth year, the years where we don't have makes your investment of 800,000 euros decisive for us to fulfill our mission. And where will this money be spent? On three main categories, starting with labor expenses, on teaching staff and on our administration, but also on operations which include our marketing and our facilities rent, and finally on crucial assets such as the Fsstv. All in all, these expenses and revenues translate into a break-even point between early 2029 and late 2030, with our most likely scenario hitting break-even in early 2030. And as you can see, these were the considerations we took in the worst case and in the best case scenario. Okay, I don't have time, but okay. So, all in all, what does this mean to you? What does this mean to Tata Motors? Investing in Apex Tech Academy is both a financial and a non-financial opportunity. On one hand, you'll be investing on a company which develops the talent you need to meet your own talent demand, and with a seat on our board, you'll be able to shape our educational approach and to promote your own talent demand. But at the same time, the valuation of the Apex brand will translate in the increase in your value on our company. Now, going very briefly in our sensitivity analysis, because I don't know how much time I still have, we did this whole process by identifying key variables, proposing scenarios, and making a risk assessment. So I'll present you these four scenarios where we vary sales, costs, both sales and costs and investments, because Apex Tech Academy will not have research and development activity. So I brought you this fourth case of both sales and cost variations in this time frame. And so I'll just skip to the summary. And what we can clearly see is that our profits are much more sensible to changes in our sales than in our costs. On the other hand, our profits are much more sensible in the first year that we analyzed, 2028. We analyzed this year because it's the year where we have firstly considerable revenue. Before that, we do not have considerable revenue. And thus, the risks that we identified was an impact on sales and neglect in the investment. And so what we will do to minimize that risks will be creating a career office and having those four programs I mentioned, because this way we can make sure people earn more income, people get a job, and thus we are benefit. And on the other hand, we will expand our computer library and our infrastructure to ensure that we do not neglect investment. We can increase our student community and thus seize this financial opportunity. So join us tackling the lack of talent, join us breaking barriers in higher education, join us seizing this financial opportunity. Apex Tech Academy, empower education with us. Thank you. I didn't have
Teniu clar què fareu l'any que ve?
Jo tinc moltes ganes de descobrir el que m'agrada. Fer allò que vull, el que he triat.
Sí, sentir que hi dediques 1000 hores, però el temps passa volant.
Jo vull conèixer gent, canviar d'aires i poder ser jo mateix.
Doncs jo crec que els propers 4 anys seran els millors de les nostres vides. Vull redescobrir-me, viatjar, trencar-me els esquemes, enamorar-me i, no sé, sentir alguna cosa diferent.
Jo sento nervis. Sabeu aquella sensació de quan alguna cosa nova i emocionant ha de passar?
Jo vull trobar els meus límits, creuar-los, arriscar-me, caure i aixecar-me els cops que facin falta.
Tots aquests anys pensant que aquest moment arribaria i mira'ns ara.
I tu, què faràs l'any que ve?
Es que no tengo ordenador.
Han ido a por el ordenador. Aquí está, ya está. Sí, ya está. Yes, there should be one microphone. Microphone?
Another one.
Another one is good. Yeah.
There's the table on the table.
Make sure you put it close to your mouth. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure today to introduce to you Experience, the company that makes you feel the game. I'm Lucas, the CEO of Experience, and joining me on this exciting journey is our brilliant CTO, Jona. Those good old days of playing racing games like Mario Kart, Need for Speed or Forza. I know you all have fond memories of it, but let me assure you we're going to take those memories to a whole new level. So picture this, immersing yourself in the heart-pounding action of those beloved racing games, but this time you're not sitting in front of a screen, you'll be sitting inside a real race car. You'll be feeling real G-forces while wearing a VR headset through which you will see a displayed virtual racetrack. With a team that lives and breathes this passion, we're about to take those memories to a new level. Now you may ask yourself, who are these daring individuals talking about racing and VR technology? Let me assure you, we are the dreamers, the innovators, the enthusiasts who keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. So buckle up, because we're about to take you on the ride of a lifetime.
Yeah, also important for us that you guys know where we actually come from. So we've come a long way from our initial meeting at Horsepower Nova, the former student team of the Leibniz University of Hannover. Me and Lucas were new, and we instantly bonded about sim racing and racing in general. And thus, a late-night idea was born, which we now call Experience. And let me tell you guys, it had electrifying potential. And after a few years, with 2 determined students at the helm, we officially founded Experience and have been developing ever since. Now, get ready to meet the team behind us that fuels our racing adventure.
So, it is basically us two at the forefront, Then we are backed up by 2 brilliant production engineers. We have 2 top-notch service engineers. We have 2 efficient back office employees and 2 creative masterminds for social media and event management. And of course we have 1 very talented software developer. Together we are forced to be reckoned with, and with diverse skills and passion we blend seamlessly to bring the best in the business. So from crafting top-notch products to bringing exceptional service and engaging with you on social media, we do it all with zest and dedication. We live for the challenge and thrive on delivering excellence at every step of the way. So our mission is to shape the future of motorsports through the innovative concept of driving race cars while wearing VR headsets. We provide customers with unforgettable moments on the virtual racetrack, and all while promoting sustainability and environmental responsibility.
Yeah, but let's actually talk about a game-changing concept. So, you step behind the wheel of a genuine race car, put on your helmet with the VR glasses inside, and suddenly you find yourself immersed in mesmerizing simulated gaming racetracks. The secret here lies in the state-of-the-art sensor technology, syncing your every move to the virtual racetrack for a hyper-realistic sensation. But which car do we use? Let me show you guys. This right here is the EH23. This bad boy isn't your typical car. With a top speed of around 130 kilometers per hour and an acceleration of 2.3 seconds from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, this car is an absolute speed demon. But there are a few problems with this car. So how do we keep this car on the track all day? So we built some replaceable batteries to ensure all-day track action and get rid of those pesky charging rings. Additionally, our motion capturing will be transferring your hand movements to the game in real time, giving the driver unparalleled control and precision. Also, the car is transferred one-to-one in real time with our high-tech backpack computers and the reins of our driverless software. Obviously, as you know, safety is paramount in our business. So we use GPS tracking to track the car, and if it gets too close to a boundary, the power is throttled, the brake kicks in, thus preventing any mishaps. So, there you have it, the EH23, the perfect blend of speed, innovation and safety. Now, let's talk about manufacturing. For manufacturing, we mostly rely on German suppliers, as sustainability is one of our core values. So, with this well-spread networks and our multiple sourcing approach, we can ensure high quality at all times and are virtually immune to supply chain issues.
So let's talk about the exciting market potential we have with our venture. So in Germany we have around about 22.5 million racing enthusiast fans, and in Lower Saxony, where we are positioned, there live around 10% of Germans. So we calculated with our not well-known standards that we address around about 1.5 million racing enthusiasts. The karting industry is also flourishing. We have 217 tracks and 7 in the Hanover region, and they have a steady growth of 5% per year, indicating a strong and enthusiastic audience for our product. The VR branch is also flourishing. We have a phenomenal growth of 30% per year in sales, so it means we have lots of people who want to experience cutting-edge technology. So, the Passel analysis shows it's a perfect fit across politics, economy, society, tech, and environment. Sure, the legal part raised some eyebrows, but our security measurements have it all locked down.
Well, Lucas, let's get down to it. What are our actual risks right here?
So, yeah, there are some risks. Let's talk about the most probable ones. We have high software complexity and difficult negotiations with event hosts, but no fear, because we have a stellar team of software experts and irresistible incentive to tackle these challenges with gusto. Together we'll turn risks into opportunities and make a mark in the world of VR entertainment.
But now let's turn our heads to our potential customers. Meet them here. All of them have their unique interests and flair. First off, we have Tina, this 26-year-old F1 enthusiast and physics major. She likes racing, she loves motorsport, and she likes to go karting and sim racing in her free time. Next up, we have the 44-year-old Martin. He's an organizer of the industrial fair EMO. And he loves innovation, but more importantly, he loves his tuned Porsche, which he takes everywhere he goes. Lastly, we have Thorsten. He's a businessman and an investor. And he's recently purchased an adventure park, and he's now willing to do everything to wow his customers. So each one of those personas is symbolizing a revenue stream of our product.
You can drive at our headquarters for a mere 20 euros per 10 minutes. This is perfect for private folks or company events. Then we offer rental service, so you can rent our product for 20,000 euros per week for motorsport events or trade fairs, like for example the IAA or the Tuning World Bodensee or the Essen Motor Show. And our hold on tight amusement park visionaries, you can also buy our technology for a whopping 1.2 million euros. So this may also be interesting for the fast charge guys.
Yeah, but now let's add some marketing. With the marketing strategy, we've got a finger on the pulse of the modern world through social media marketing. And to step into our next year, we also have some cooperations with well-established brands like Maystars, Jochen Schweizer, or even the legendary German racing driver Mick Schumacher and his 3.5 million followers on Instagram, which are going to be fueling our next business chapter. But lastly, we have a more direct way to reach our customers. We want to establish a presence at the most prestigious racing events around the world. Like you can imagine the 24 hours around the Nordschleife, or even right here in Barcelona at the F1.
So, we are thrilled to announce that we have a 3-step international expansion strategy that will unfold over the next 10 years. Within the next 2 years, we will conquer Europe, so imagine us in countries like Italy, Spain, the UK, or even France. Within the next 5 years, we will target the markets of the US and the Middle East. And within the next 10 years, we will go to Asian countries and Australia and beyond. So we know it's a bold vision, but with motorsports events taking place all over the world, we think this ambitious plan is incredibly realistic.
Now, to expand all over the world, we also need to expand our product line. So let us introduce you to AR. So AR is nice because you can race everywhere with virtual obstacles and track limits. Additionally, you can add Ghost Mode. In Ghost Mode, you can drive against your old lap times or even professional racing drivers' lap times in real time for training purposes. And lastly, we have the Experience app. Here you can relive all your on-track action and even design your own custom circuits. Now, let's go through a cost breakdown of our average annual expenses. As you can see here, at 60%, the wages are the largest chunk of expenses. But this is a valuable investment into our very talented workforce. Another 7% are for rent, lease and utilities. Then the last 7% are for repairs and maintenance. Another marketing and sales expense is around 11%. And then we have to pay back our interest at around 50% per year.
So now it's a very interesting slide because we have modeled some scenarios. Those are investment projections for the next 5 years, and they will probably captivate your imagination. So the first one is the conservative growth scenario. We have a steady and cautious growth with an increase of 5% track capacity utilization over the years and 3% revenue increase through price increases. We also have lots of little operating cost increase, which are just normal in business over the years, like 2 and 3% in wages and vehicle costs and travel and so on. The second scenario is the worst case scenario. So we encounter challenges in the first years of business. We would have no sale until the third year, and the rental income is halved in the first 2 fiscal years, and the revenue from the racetrack is reduced to 40%. Then we have in the second year 50%, from the third year on 60%, so never 100%. And it will show you how we can adapt to tough market conditions. The third one is maybe the most exciting one because it's the realistic growth scenario. We have 3% price increases and 7% increases in track utilization. The sales start from year 1, and the same in conservative growth, and rental revenue is expected for every week. So this scenario reflects our growth potential of our company.
Yeah, but what if the costs increase by 50% as well as the investments on R&D, but the sales decrease at the same time by 20%? Let's just take a deeper dive into this one.
Yeah, very interesting. So you see in general, those curves are much lower now. Even in the realistic growth scenario, we will start in negative figures. So the delayed business start is here, a very interesting one, because you see we have a big breakdown. This is because we projected in year 3 that we would sell our technology, and with much higher costs of material, it would just totally run us out of business. So what are the options now? We could either just stop selling and just go for track utilization and renting, and then it would be probably parallel like in the other ones too. Or we have prepared an exit strategy.
Yes, and the exit strategy's objective is to mitigate losses and provide you guys with the security you deserve. So if all plans fail, and we make a deal with some of the giants of the gaming industry. For example, EA recently bought the rights to F1 gaming, and Nintendo still holds one of the staples in gaming with Mario Kart. Now, this company will get everything down to the last idea, giving us two options. The first one is just giving us two outcomes. Firstly, the dream of experience will live on, and secondly, our investors are going to be paid back in full.
Yes, so here's the investment offer. We ask for 750,000 euros. You will get 35% in profit shares and 100% return of investment in less than 4 years. We will finance the rest ourselves, so we looked up a credit which we get in Lower Saxony of the KfW, and it goes for 20 years at an interest rate for 5%, and in the grace period, which is 3 years, we won't have to pay it back, just the interest rates. So this makes 1.5 million euros, and we will allocate this to one location setup at our facilities in Hanover, and the other one will be the rental setup where we try to engage a wider audience which could rent our products. So let's wrap it up. Immerse yourself in a world where innovative technologies get your racing games, bring your racing games to life. Through this business model, you can experience the thrill of racing, battling and exploring like never before. It combines virtual reality and state-of-the-art equipment for an unforgettable adventure. And now get ready to have fun like never before and create memories that last a lifetime, and take your investment portfolio to new heights as virtuality meets reality. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Sí, vale.
I'm here today with my colleague Lorenzo Bini to present our project. So, Electric University Racing Event and Competition is a startup funded by a young group of students from the University of Udine. Our aim is to create a gathering point for motorsport enthusiasts, university students, and automotive companies. What we are going to ask you, we need 100,000 euros to start our project, but now let's have a quick look about what we are going to do.
You may be wondering what someone like me is doing at UNEC. When it all started when my brother took me to the e-racing labs, and he told me, stay here, and then listen to him. No. I whisked my car from the office, when engineers were talking about an network of more than 5,000 expected athletes, and there were 100 guests from companies and universities. At first, I didn't understand. I realized its greatness only because of my brother. But that's something too much about it. It's time to go. You may be wondering...
Now let's have a brief description of our project. Our event will take place in a summer weekend in the colorful location of Dutch Arena, close to the Udine Center. This is what will look like our event schedule in a normal day of the weekend that we are going to present our fair. We have numerous activities during the day, and our aim is to maximize customer satisfaction with a lot of activities. One of the key activities is the presence of special guests that will hold public speaking events. There will also be live music events during the evening, and also local shops where you can buy some merchandise. Our mission is to offer an engaging and entertaining experience, giving all the participants an entertaining experience, giving all the participants the opportunity to live exciting show.
The future that we see is aimed to raise public awareness of sustainable mobility and the need to use innovative technologies. So we start our project with a small market analysis of the fairs in Italy, and the result gave us the 4 main categories of fairs in our country, which are sport, food, automotive, and furniture fairs. In our case, for the automotive events, we found out that they take 9% of the entire Italian market of fairs. Also, we analyzed the situation of all the regions. We come from Friuli Venezia Giulia, which you can see is the small blue part of the circle on the left. And as you can see, it takes only 1% of the automotive events in Italy. So that means it's still an underdeveloped market in this sector. We also analyzed the competitive environment, and we found out that there are 2 main rivals for us, which are Expo Move and Mondo Motori Show. Those are 2 fairs that take place in the northeast of Italy. They are both look to cars, but Mondo Motori Show doesn't look to electrical cars like us. Expo Move does. That means Mondo Motori Show for us is not a big rival, because we offer, even for automotive, a different value proposition. Expo Move is close to us, and it's a main rival for us, but we know their weaknesses and we know how to beat them. The risk of new potential entrances is very low, and is due to high expertise and high capacity of financials to start a new business in this sector. And also the substitute products are low, because it is still an underdeveloped region in this sector, as we saw before. The customer power although is moderate, and that is because of the size of the fair. And also the size of the fair determines that there is a moderate power of the suppliers.
We also provide about our marketing plan a SWOT analysis that now I'm going to explain. So, about our main strengths, we are going to create a meeting point, as we said before, for competitors sector and also e-racing team. We are going to give to the companies that will join us in this project an excellent advertising opportunity with a wide range of services. Concerning our weaknesses, we are going to have a low loyalty to our customer due to the novelty and the uniqueness of our event and high promotion cost. About opportunities, we are going to offer job opportunities and traineeship for the university students, respect for the environment about our sustainable model that we want to promote, and also the city valorization for the municipality of Udine. The main threats are the inadequate quality of the service, the weather conditions that can affect our weekend during the fair, and the low interest in companies outside the automotive sector. We also provide a marketing mix with the analysis of the 4P, product, place, promotion, and price. So, about the product, the event will host a Formula SAI event for the electric companies, motorsport corporate, and also motorsport enthusiasts. It will take place in the wonderful and colorful location of Dutch Arena. We are going to promote our event through local advertising, social media, and industry influencer. Concerning the price, we will provide 3 different types of tickets, standard, plus, and premium, and also a special ticket for the schools.
Let's now take a look about how we decide to organize our fair in the 3 days. So as you can see on the left, there is a map of the stadium and the parking area. We underline in yellow what are the main parking for the visitors. In blue, there is the Dutch Arena Stadium, where we want to hold the public speaking for the guests and the live music. There is an orange area for the staff parking, and a purple area where our outdoor event will take place, which you can see more detail on the right. As you can see, there are areas for the universities to have showcases, also for the companies on the orange part. Purple parts are for services for the visitors, like a service area, and on the yellow we have the showrooms, also for the companies. On the bottom, you can see we plan to do a small circuit with a small paddock, as one of the tickets provides a car experience inside that circuit.
Now let's move on the financial plan. So, to cover the startup expenses, we are going to ask for some capital contribution to Friuli Venezia Giulia region, University of Udine, and the Municipality of Udine, for a amount total of 25,000 euros. But why we are here today and what we are asking to our business angels? 100,000 euros that we are going to give back as a loan in the 5 next year. So, as you can see, the net income per fair is raising up year by year since the first attempt of the fair. The sales revenue per category came from 4 main topics, and the first one is the ticket with more than half, with 51%, because the attendances expected are more than 500 in the first event. We have also the space rental from the companies with 36%, the sponsorship with our sponsor company with 10%, and finally the merchandising with 30% from the local shops. You can see from this board that the cumulative discount cash flow will raise up and will be positive since the first year where will take place the event.
But is it actually worth it investing in us? To answer this really difficult question, we decide to answer 3 easier questions that are why, how, and what. Why invest in us? You want to invest in us because our purpose is to give our participant an exciting experience and show them what electrical motors are, what the industry is about, and of course entertain them with electrical car and competitions.
How we can do it? So our process is to approach potential investor to the world of e-racing, promote an electric and sustainable future, and positioning ourselves as innovators in the trade show and fair landscape.
So in the end, what we want to do is a fair that becomes a gathering point for industry enthusiasts, fans, kids, families, universities, and companies of the motorsport industry. Now let's take a look at the deep dive topic. As it was asked, we took 20% of our sales, we increased our costs, we increased our investment and our I+D expenses. As you can see, the two things that are impacting our business are lost sales, and that is because the most revenues come from the tickets that we sold. So lose a 20% of sales means lose a 20% of clients, of visitors, and increasing the costs, which are already high enough from the stadium and everything, will take up more than 20,000 more euros. In the end, the P&L will go down by 34,000, and the cash flow after the first year will be negative of 20,000. And of course, that is not going to make our fair happen with this scenario. But to answer that, we decide to 5 different strategies to act, which are act on the budget and financing area, do some resource management, act on the contracting and negotiations with our suppliers, and also one of our strengths is the flexibility and adaptability, and that is because we are a fair that can take place in any place of the world. And in the end, the involvement of sponsors, which is very important, and we think involving sponsors that are like the region and the municipality will be easy enough to raise more money. Thank you very much. I think there was a question over there. Okay.
Thank you all for coming. We are DriveWise. If you want to drive better and outperform yourself based on your own personal driving data and want to improve your vehicle's lifetime, we offer real-time driving analysis based on your own wishes. We are a software and hardware company that will easily connect to your vehicle's built-in sensors. My name is Bracha. I'm the CEO of our company. And this is Sharon, the CTO. We are located in the Israeli desert. Our company has 24 employees. We are a software and hardware company that is cloud-based as well as membership-based.
What we're going to talk about today, first of all, we're going to explain and present ourselves what we offer, what is our vision and goal. Afterwards, we're going to talk about our market, our main market, and we're going to support all the small businesses around it. And we're going to talk about numbers because this is what's really interesting for all of us around here.
So this is we offer two sensor options. The first option would be our sensor package. That option includes real-time driving optimization on a sensor that easily connects to your own vehicle. And our second option is the software package that provides post-drive analysis.
We want to keep the company as eco-friendly as we can and to minimize costs for the customers. Therefore, we provide a lot of connections to existing sensors on the vehicle, and if there is not any possible sensor we can connect to, we have a total sensors package for only 120 euros.
Our mission and our vision. Our mission is to provide a unique and tailor-made driving analysis in day-to-day operations as well as in leisure. Our vision, however, is to use our analysis to provide safety and overall benefit to our consumers.
We're going to start with three main lanes we're going to provide optimization through. The first main is safety, when we provide a lot of data about how people walk, about you should drive, about the safety regulations and the driving regulations in each place and each state we're in. The second one is speed. As we said, more speed, more fun, more suited for a lot of venues, a lot of karting areas, and performance. If you want to get the most you can get out of your car, if it's for lifetime or for fuel consumption. But every customer is different. We are not selling only these three lanes. What we're going to do is make a tailor-made optimization only for each and every customer. We customize these three lanes, we weigh those three lanes, and we build a specific optimization for each and every one. We can also make, for a small additional cost, a brand new optimization, and this optimization can also be based on any particular driver or any particular information we want the customer has.
This is cool, especially in a competition like Formula. If you ever dreamed of driving like your favorite F1 driver, we can provide that for you. We have three main products. Something that's really important to us as a company is to provide the most cost-efficient product for our customers. Therefore, we don't want them to pay for something that is not of interest to them. Therefore, we split our products into three main products that we can sell. The first one is DriveWise Business. Here, we can have a specific number of profiles that are more general and suited to the specific business's needs. Of course, we can still tailor-make each product, each individual sensor, but we have this more streamlined approach. This is in contrast to DriveWise Pro, which is more suited for professional athletes or even insurance companies. This will learn the specific driver style and provide him feedback based on that. And our third product is the DriveWise AI. This finds optimal autonomous action policies. So this, we give predetermined data, and we can provide him on a path based on that data.
Even these two options, in the first two options, the customer gives us what he wants to optimize by. In the third AI option, we go the opposite way around. If you have a product, you have a system you want to analyze or you want to do to automate it, we help you to understand what's the important parts of your mission and what's the optimal cost you can get out of it.
So here we have the market analysis. We basically split our product and we decided to search the market and see which one of our options would be best suitable for who. So we have a few examples. For example, if we take our safety lane and we take business, so that would be best suitable, for example, for a driving school. If we want to teach students how to drive, we have a general rule of how they would want to drive. There's mostly set paths on a safe lane, and we can tailor-make that. For example, speed and pro, professional training. We have Formula 1 drivers. We can show them exactly what would be the optimal way for them to proceed with their training.
We have to say, as you can see, a lot of the business customers are not all year long businesses. There's a lot of venues, there's a lot of activities, as we said before. So what do we provide besides yearly membership? We provide for the business a monthly membership that can help provide a solution, a smart solution for those type of businesses. Our marketing strategy divides into two main vectors. The first one is connecting to all the customers, all the small businesses from behind, talking to venues, karting, as we said before, but going upwards as well, interacting with main playfields and main companies in the field.
We would like to introduce a company, ILAKA. This is one of the first companies that our business plans to collaborate with. Something really great about this company is that they were recognized internationally, and they are connected to the Motorsport Association in Israel. Something that's unique about this company is that it gives us access to many different terrains as well as different driving levels. So we can get access to data on dirt, for asphalt, karting, and we also have access to professional competitors, amateur competitions, as well as training. Something also cool about this specific company is that they're a non-for-profit organization. Something that's extremely important to us is giving back to the community, so that's really great.
If we talk safety, our main issue is connecting with insurance companies, specifically integrating the new driver and young driver areas. As you can see, in Israel, the number for the last 10 years, you can see a distinct rise in the number of the new drivers and in young drivers as well. The age of people who decide to get a license is getting lower and lower, and it's a specific tool that actually fits perfectly to our clientele. If there's a new client, we do not know how he drives, and our product actually gives the insurance company the specific grade or score that can fit him and grade him and lower his premium.
So let's take a look at the current market. There are many companies that try to do similar things to our product. However, none of them comes close to providing both safety, speed, and performance in something that can provide real-time optimizations specifically to the driver. For example, for safety, there's a company in Israel called Mobileye. They have basic detection, and they identify safety issues, and they provide a basic alert. However, they don't provide an alternative. Our company provides an alternative in real time.
Okay, so besides the big companies we talk about, we find it really important to help the community back and to help to work on ESG. If we talk about our environmental, we have three main points. The first one is utilizing our place in Israel and in the desert and using as much solar energy as we can get.
Something that's really important for us is decreasing our carbon footprint. This is great also for environmental reasons and also economically. For example, in the U.S. alone, carbon credits are a $1 billion industry, and carbon compliance is a $272 billion industry. So the fact that we're utilizing solar energy is really great for us, both financially and environmentally.
Second point, as we said before, we try to be as cost effective and try to minimize the number of redundant sensors we have in our system. And our third main point is that each and every item we provide has built-in waste and pollution minimizing optimization. We want to make driving better and doing better to the environment as possible as we can do for every client we have.
Something else that's important to us is our social impact. We want to provide safe driving trials to underprivileged areas and schools. We know that according to the U.S. Department of Health, there can be up to a 300% increase of accidents in areas of poor socioeconomic levels. So what we want to do is we want to use our products to help those areas reduce their level of accidents, make the road safer, and also connect people from more unfortunate backgrounds to our company and integrate them into the high-tech sector.
We have to say that if we translate our system to less known languages, we can also build a powerful community inside and connect everyone to our product and our company. So in our pricing, there's two main points we want to say. The first one, in the first and second years, we do not gonna charge the full target price we're gonna have, since it's hard to penetrate the market. In the first year, we're gonna ask for 70% of the target cost. In the second year, 90%, and only in the third year, we're gonna we're gonna ask for the full target price. As we said before, we have a month membership, and the year membership is 10 months worth of cost. And we have to say this low price does not affect us, since we are an AI-based company, and there is a lot of cloud, such as Google Cloud for companies, that want to integrate the field and have a lot of discounts for the first 5 years of the campaign.
Something that's really important for us is that we're a software and low-tech hardware company. Therefore, our prices are extremely competitive compared to our competitors.
So if we want to analyze our traction, there's 2 main points we can see. The first one, we have bad forecast and good forecast. And the bad forecast assumes we do not reach any big company and we only have the small venues we talked about earlier. And the good forecast assumes we were able to reach and collaborate with only one company. This big jump is because of this connection. And we can also see our prices, our costs are extremely low since there is all the discounts we talked about, and the only thing that keeps rising our prices is only cloud membership costs that goes through to the customer.
So you can see that our first year's expenses are 540,500 euros. So if we are accounting for a 10% increase in cost, we get to 594,550 euros. Therefore, we want to ask you for a 600,000 euro investment for a 20% stake in our company. We also want to take into account that we considered a 15% increase in cost, and then we would come to a 621,575 euro price. Therefore, based on even our worst forecast, we would still be able to make back the total investment after the second year.
This worst case scenario allows us to promise you and every angel and everyone who invests with us to have 30% of ROI from the third year forward. Even in our worst case scenario, and even if we include a lot of things we didn't took into consideration in our estimation, since the field and everything is growing and moving really fast.
We also have our 5-year projection here, and something that's extremely important to us is evaluating the success of our product. Therefore, after each year, we will assess our sales success. Upon a 20% reduction in sales, we would be ceasing R&D of that product, and upon a 30% reduction in sales, we'll cut the product from the market entirely, supporting only existing clients.
We want to finish just by saying we build our business plan by ensuring you and everyone who invests with us a high ROI in a sure and no risk at all, since we always look on the bad forecast.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Well done.
can be limiting. To make it truly easier, industry must facilitate open communication and product transparency. Today, we present an ambitious but tangible business idea that was born from relentless market research in order to help you, me, and us as everyday customers. I am Marc Ferrara, CEO, and my colleague is Joan Borras, co-founder. And with the rest of the team, we have founded RView. RView is the innovative extension of advertisement or marketing, whose integrity and extreme limit testing will make you race to RView. RView service is dedicated to the content creation of the latest products in motorsport and engineering spheres.
We have partnered with Amazon to highlight their new feature, Amazon Influencers, which helps content creators like us to connect and inspire the audience with trusted recommendations. Potential customers can easily access our Amazon storefront, which hosts a collection of our videos, live streams, and most importantly, RView tested products.
Now, to propel RView forward, we're asking for an initial investment of €500,000 in exchange for company shares. As a value investor, you will get special discounts on affiliated products, as well as priority product testing and special event access. The unique protagonist capable of pushing a product to its limits is our Fsstv 10, with its full carbon fiber monocoque and suspension, an 87 horsepower engine, while reaching a CLA of 4.6. In order to get the most accurate data, our prototype is fully censored and equipped with our self-developed EDP system to help us evaluate the technical aspect as well as the full performance of the products. Now, in order to better understand the full potential of this business, we conducted an exhaustive market analysis. In order to analyze the potential market, we conducted a statistical study which helped us to relate the number of people who meet three requirements. First, they have bought online once in their lifetime. Second, they make normal use of social media. And last, they are or have been influenced by their view. Our total addressable market is 9.8 million people, making it a potent market ready to grow. 6.8 million people is our service addressable market, which we can acquire through our business model. And last, our service obtainable market is 200,000 people, as we understand that we cannot capture 100% of the service addressable market. And we also consider competitors in the industry. Our short-term growth target is defined by our service obtainable market. And with these three metrics together, show how much opportunity we have in the content creation market during our business growth.
Next, we analyze our company's competitiveness in order to have a better idea of our situation both inside and outside. RView's strengths lie in the abundance of partnership opportunities, its audience engagement, and the transparency, which earns the trust of the viewers. However, we do depend heavily on Amazon during RView's early stages, and maintaining impartiality with sponsored content is difficult and might affect viewer relationships. But RView brings in endless opportunities as global expansion is easier being an online company. We also enjoy lower taxation and can generate special offers in the market all around the globe. There are still some threats to keep in mind, as the volatile revenues, the algorithm changes in the streaming platforms, and the high competition being very difficult to create content that distinguishes from competitors in the industry. So, going further into these threats, we have performed a risk analysis and evaluation in order to find solutions for those most likely to happen. Volatile revenues can affect both our budget and our liquidity, for either erroneously estimating future profits due to fluctuation or not being able to meet short-term financial demands. That's why we plan on diversifying our sources of income so as not to depend solely on a single platform, while keeping a good monitoring and strategy, ensuring that we are prepared for external changes at all times. Next, as we all know, algorithms are more than likely to happen, and having a good strategy has to be taken into account in order to prevent it. For us, being constant with video uploads and constantly renovating content is crucial for keeping our audience engaged. And the last market analysis we carried out was usually related to our business competitors, our most popular rival, Jonopedia. However, being the most popular review channel, it lacks a little bit of the innovation part and always leaves aside the technical aspect. The opposite happens with the deal guide or hot deals press, who have less audience participation and less activity overall. So, once this information is given, let's look backwards. The key point is not what we offer, but who we offer a product to and how we can make a daily impact on their lives. Let me introduce you to our buyer persona, Xavier and Caitlin. Xavier, he's an engineering student who is finishing up his degree and has a passion for completing projects at home. And Caitlin, she's a mom with a full-time job who has a no-nonsense policy when it comes to online shopping. They just both want to know what actually works. So, in order to reach these type of clients, our company publishes on various social media to try to adapt to different social media demographics preferences. All this content leads back to a partnership with Amazon, who is relying on us to spotlight their main feature. That's why we have received a distinctive spot on the webpage, driving down our customers' acquisition cost. Our mutualistic relationship with Amazon let us be down $35,000 in the first year for marketing costs, as most of our promotion is done while our activity in the newest Amazon page.
By constantly monitoring and adjusting our market plan is an important part of our business. Our well-conceived market plan starts with an exhaustively calculated cost. In order to make our view possible, these costs are distributed into human cost, fixed cost, punctual cost, and variable cost for quality insurance and staff maintenance, which is an estimated €750,000. Human costs are expected to take up almost half of the first year expenses. This is due because we believe it is the most important part of our view. We have innovative engineers and a creative team, and together with the Fsstv 10, we bring to life this project. In order to better understand how we manage our personal costs, first we have to take into account both our employee salaries and the extra cost of maintaining a team, including food tickets, office material, and extra needed equipment. By the end of the third year, we expect to almost double our cost. This is due by the growth of our team in a 66% in order to reach the high demand. The gross benefits are distributed as follows. 20% go for the return of our investors. The 70% stays in our view, and the remaining 10% are placed into our reserve fund. We prepared this budget just in case there is an abnormal fluctuation in the income, just to ensure the viability of the company.
Finally, our finances are promising and demonstrate our potential for scalability. Our priority is reinvesting the initial profits in order to supply adequate resources for scaling the company. This will have a slow start for the first month. We should expect financial gain after the initial 4-month period thanks to a low customer's acquisition cost. We plan to break even at the beginning of our second year and continue growing. But in order to analyze how different factors can vary our finances, a sensitivity analysis was performed. Starting with our potential cash balance, we estimate how changes in the essential parameters can affect our cash balance. A decrease in 20% in our income affects our profits and decreases our cash balance exponentially, losing almost $1.5 million by the end of the 5th year. Next, increasing the cost by a 15% doesn't have such a harsh effect, but it does decrease our cash balance, ending with with €500,000 less in the 5th year. And lastly, increasing our investment by 10% does decrease our cash flow, even though it's not noticeable at the beginning of the first and second year. It is quite noticeable with $500,000 by the end of the 5th year. Our life cycle also reflects our capability to stay in the market long term by constantly growing sales. We plan to reinvent our content and constantly follow trends found through market, audience, and algorithm research. And during a 5-year period, we have optimistic, realistic, and pessimistic estimates involved in return on investment. Our company can generate between 62% and 144% return on investment in 5 years, proving our capability to be a smart investment. Lastly, the return on equity and return on asset describe the impact of our transactions. As displayed by the return on assets, every dollar invested will generate over 80% of profit by the end of the 5th year. Likewise, the return on equity represents our relationship between our company's profit and investor return, achieving a 230% by the end of the 5th year.
And now, addressing you, our business angels, we are asking for initial investment of €500,000 in exchange for 20% equity of our company, our view. with a second-year break-even point, long life cycle, and our effective investment capital use, our view is a company worth racing to. So, will you race to a better shopping experience? Thank you very much.